Assalamu alaikum. Today, let's talk about an emotion that every human being experiences, anger. Many people think that anger itself is bad. They try to suppress it, deny it, or feel guilty whenever it appears. But the reality is different. Emotions are not bad. Allah created them for a purpose. Every emotion serves a function in our lives. Fear protects us from danger. Sadness helps us process loss. Love brings people together. And anger can alert us when something feels unfair, harmful, or wrong. The problem is not the emotion itself. The problem begins when we stop being the master of our emotions and become their servant. Think about it for a moment. When someone insults you, disrespects you, or treats you unfairly, anger naturally arises. That feeling is not a sin. It is part of being human. Even the prophets experienced emotions. However, what matters is what happens next. Do we control the anger, or does the anger control us? Many people make life-changing mistakes in just a few seconds of uncontrolled anger. Friendships end, marriages break down, families become divided, harsh words are spoken that can never be taken back. A person may spend years building trust and respect only to destroy it in a single moment of rage. Why does this happen? Because anger affects the way our minds work. When we become angry, our ability to think clearly decreases. Our judgment becomes clouded. We focus only on the problem in front of us and ignore the consequences of our actions. In that moment, we may say things we do not mean. We may make decisions we later regret. We may hurt people we actually care about. Have you ever noticed that after calming down, you often think, why did I say that? Why did I react that way? I should have handled that differently. This happens because anger temporarily shuts down rational thinking and allows emotion to take over. That is why learning to manage anger is one of the most important life skills a person can develop. So how do we control anger? The first step is surprisingly simple: awareness. The moment you notice anger rising inside you, pause and say to yourself, I am angry. So not, they made me angry. Not, I have every right to be angry. Just simply, I am angry. This small act creates a space between you and the emotion. Instead of becoming the anger, you become the observer of the anger. And something powerful happens. The emotion immediately loses some of its control over you. Imagine anger as a fire. If you throw more wood onto the fire through angry thoughts, arguments, and revenge, the fire grows stronger. But awareness is like pouring water on that fire. It reduces the intensity and gives you the ability to choose your response. The second step is to pause before reacting. Many people believe they must immediately respond when they feel angry. But that is rarely true. In fact, some of the best decisions in life are made after waiting. When angry, take a few deep breaths. Remain silent for a moment. Walk away if necessary. Give your mind time to regain control. A delayed response is often wiser than an immediate reaction. The third step is to remember the Islamic perspective on anger. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, gave us a beautiful definition of strength. He said, the strong person is not the one who can wrestle others down. The strong person is the one who controls himself when angry. Think about that. Society often teaches us that strength means dominance, power, or winning arguments. But Islam teaches something deeper. Real strength is self-control. Anyone can shout, anyone can insult, anyone can lose their temper, but not everyone can remain calm when emotions are intense. That requires discipline, patience, and character. When someone provokes you and you still choose wisdom over rage, that is true strength. Another important point is understanding that anger often harms us more than it harms others. When we hold on to anger for days, weeks, or even years, who suffers? Our mind suffers. Our peace suffers. Our health suffers. The person we are angry with may not even be thinking about us. That is why learning to let go is not weakness. Sometimes letting go is the strongest thing a person can do. It frees the heart from carrying unnecessary burdens. This does not mean accepting injustice or allowing people to mistreat you. It simply means responding wisely rather than reacting emotionally. Wise action solves problems. Blind anger often creates new ones. The next time you feel anger rising, remember these simple steps. First, become aware and say, I am angry. Second, pause and avoid reacting immediately. Third, take deep breaths and create space. Fourth, remember that true strength is self-control. And finally, choose wisdom over impulse. Brothers and sisters, anger is a natural part of being human. Allah created it for a purpose. You do not need to fear it. You do not need to suppress it. You simply need to learn how to guide it instead of being guided by it. A strong person is not someone who never feels anger. A strong person is someone who feels anger, recognizes it, controls it, and still chooses the right action. May Allah grant us wisdom, patience, and mastery over our emotions. Ameen. Jazakum Allahu khairan.